Hello, welcome to Right as Rain Crochet. Today we are going to do my little elephant. If you have not watched part 1 of the zoo animal video, you need to do that because that is where I tell you how to do the body and the head. The body and the head is the same. There's 11 of these little zoo animals out there. But these shorter videos are really just doing nose, ears, pants, hats, just accessories. The main body part of this is done in part 1. So make sure if you haven't seen that, you go ahead and go back. I will have the link to that below, along with the link to Crochet Pattern Goods. That is who I got this original pattern from. If you guys would like to go into Etsy and purchase that and follow along. There is a couple changes with the pattern, so I don't want you guys to get too freaked out if you do have the pattern. I like changing things up a little bit, things that I do better and that I prefer to do, I'll do more often, right? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just using this orange for all of these short videos for the accessories for these animals because I'm not making a new one. I'm just making a pair of pants for every pant video, and you know what I'm saying, in different ears. So don't be fooled when I'm trying to do it like this and it gets you kind of crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and work on our ears. Of course, we're gonna make 2. And we're going to start with a magic ring, and we want to put 8 single crochets into the magic ring. Seven and 8. All right, and then we're going to chain 1 and turn. We are not, I'm going to be crocheting in the round. That is what makes this flat piece right here. So we're just going to keep doing back, forth, and back and forth, like so. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to do 2 double crochets. So there's 1, maybe 1, back in the same hole that I chained from. Okay, and 2, and then we're going to do 4 double crochet increases. So that's going to put 2 double crochets in each stitch. We're going to do that 4 times, ending with 2 last double crochets at the end. Okay, there's my 4 increases. We're going to do 1 double crochet and another double crochet down in there. Sometimes that's hard to find. Just find a place and get it in there. Okay, then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work again. Now let's do 4 double crochets. Sometimes you get so stuck on one spot, you just can't, even pulling out, it seems like you go right back into doing it again. All right, so there's our 4 single crochets. Now we're going to do 4 double crochets. Now we're going to do 4 double crochet increases, just like we did on the last round. So in 1 stitch, there's 2. Okay. You guys waiting on me now, I'm sure. There's 2. And 3 of them completed. And 4. And then again, 4 double crochets. 1, this one is way down there to get that 4th one completed. So just do your best, see what you like the best. This has a nice little cone look to it. I don't know, you can see as well. But I like the way that looks, so I can go ahead and fasten off. And if you watch many of my videos, I say this in, is that if you're doing any 2 of something like this that's going to be on a small figure, a small amigurumi, go ahead and sew in all of your ends on one, like for example, one ear, and then on the second ear, you'll only sew this one in. Then what you can do is you can attach your ear however you want. You could actually attach it down like this if you wanted him to be a little sadder. But then you can put the needle through, and then with your long tail, and then sew this one in with that one. That's just a little bit less yarn flapping around. One's completely clean, and then you can pin that on there. Okay, so ears. Well, one is done. You guys got to finish the other one. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and move to our pants. Okay. So we're going to chain 11. Now we're going to go ahead and make a circle again. We're making one of the pant legs. So let's go ahead and go right in the front and slip stitch here to the first stitch. This yarn is about giving me a nervous breakdown. I just must have got to some spot that's not super friendly. Okay, slip stitch, chain 1. Turn that so that you have the good part facing you. And then what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to go ahead and do 11 single crochets, including where we came out of. And if you can, tuck your tail if you can. We're getting real small and it's hard to work it all. So I will meet you around when you've got 11 single crochets. Okay, on the last stitch here, go ahead and slip stitch to the first single crochet. I'm going to cut this because I tucked it while I was crocheting so that I can get that out of my way. And let's go ahead and turn this the right way now so we're looking good. Okay, and then from here what we're going to do is go ahead and let's chain 1 and cut our yarn. We're going to go ahead and hide this. We made one pant leg. So we're going to just weave this in here a little bit. This is actually going to be quite tight on his legs here. So it's not like it's super going to be exposed to get rubbed out or some of this amigurumi is tough to like to go back and forth 3 times because the item that's like my rule is to go back and forth 3 times. So that way I know, you know, go one direction, 1, 2, and 3, because then I just feel safer if a kid has it. Or period, you just don't want your stuff falling apart in front of people. So what we want to do now is we're going to do a second leg, exactly the same, but do not cut your yarn. You can weave in your tail. So I will meet you back here when you have both of these done. Wonderful. Good job, guys. Okay, now we got 2 of our legs. Our pants are looking good. Now we're going to do like this, just like we remember how we did the legs, is the same way we're going to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and find a stitch we want to join. And go ahead and single crochet to that. And that is 1 stitch on your left-hand side, right? Go ahead and count around. Should have 11 on each side. Typically, I count 11, and then I count 11. That way,
if I have to, for some reason, I missed a stitch and have to increase twice, it's not all going to be right here in front of the pants or on the butt or whichever side of the pants you want to be. So we're going to go ahead and do this one time around. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wonderful. That leg is done. So here's what always gets confusing is that you see this stitch that's way back in here that you think, no way, just do it. Just go ahead and grab it. If we have to, we can crochet 2 together at the end and everything will be still tied in, but you won't have any big holes in the crotch part of the pants. So let's just start there, okay? And go around. So let's do now at 11 again. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and how do we look? We got 1 stitch left. 11, wonderful, right there. That has a stitch coming out of it. So that looks great. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we want to crochet around one more time, 22 single crochets. Go ahead and fix it on this round because the round after that is our little straps. So we want to make sure our count's correct. So if you got to make any makeup, make it up now, and I'll meet you in just a minute. Okay, we made it back around. We got some little trunks going on here. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our straps. Now I'm forewarning you, please just look in advance at what you're doing because not everybody, if this is so little that the strap won't feel right. If by chance you had to decrease or increase in a spot, we're going to start with 4 single crochets. Okay, so remember we're going to be skipping 3. And here's how my pants sit. So what 3 do I want to be skipped? I'm thinking I want these 3 right here. You're going to need to look at it and then go, okay, I can do this. This is 1, 2, 3. I can do the 4 and then chain. Once you get that first one locked in and you know you feel comfortable with this first strap, shoulder strap, this one is going to play right along with you. But like I said, sometimes this might end up only being 3 stitches or 5 stitches. Just be aware so that if you look at it first instead of just whipping it out, you have an opportunity to fix that before you go, what the heck happened? You're trying to dress your little animal. So we're going to chain 5. We're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to single crochet 8. There was the one we attached. There's 1, 2, 3. That's why I say on the last round, just make sure it's right in the last round so that we aren't chain 5, so that we aren't fighting anything here on this round. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3. Single crochet in, and there should be 4 left. There isn't always, so make it work. People, make it work. How wonderful. Okay. And all we're going to do is slip the pants on and put the straps over. Now, I am going to tell you, this ain't as easy as the dress. You really do got to get in here and kind of maybe grab something and pull this leg down. It's tight. I mean, if it's a really tight stitch. So don't don't be freaked out that it seems so tight I'll barely go on. Just play with it, fight it. You'll win. You'll win. You'll win this fight. And go ahead and get his little jumper on. Okay, so on to the baseball hat. Or I don't know what he looks like. He kind of looks like a train conductor, but I just felt like this guy needed just, don't let me forget the nose, guys. Okay. Made me feel like he needed just a little bit more. So I just whipped this up and wrote it down. So if you have the pattern, this is not going to be anywhere on the pattern at all. It's just something that I made to go ahead and throw on here. So he looked cute. That was it. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to do a magic ring with 6 single crochets. Pull it tight. We're going to go ahead and we're going to increase from 6 to 12, so 2 single crochets in each stitch. And 11 and 12. All right, we'll cinch that up. Make sure we get as tight as we can because it is going to be showing. And then you guys might want to get, you don't have to cut it either. It's going to be hidden in a hat. That's your call. You might want to grab your stitch marker. I love these stitch markers. They're cord, so they last forever. I don't split them. I don't accidentally crochet them into my stuff. It's just wonderful. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet increase and single crochet increase all the way around. Okay, we're back around. We should be landing on an increase. Okay, stitch marker moved. We're going to do 2 single crochet increase, 1, 2, increase. And we're going to do that all the way around. Back around, landing on an increase. Okay, and our final round of increases, we will do 3 single crochet increase all the way around. 1, 2, 3, and increase. Okay, we should have something that looks a little bit like this, and we should have 30 stitches. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 rounds of 30 stitches, and what this will be doing is bringing the height to our hat. So go ahead and do 3 rounds of 30 stitches, and I will meet you back here done with your 3rd round. Okay, so we are back, and we've got our 3 rows done. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to make the bill of the hat. And this hat is going to really just, depending on how you stuff it, is going to end up how it looks. If you want a square top, you want a rounded top. But I'm going to show you how to make the bill. So let's go ahead. We'll put our stitch marker back so there's no confusion here. But we're going to do 9 single crochets. We're going to chain 1. We're going to turn. We're going to skip this first stitch here and go straight into the 2nd stitch. we're going to single crochet up to the stitch marker. You won't need that now after this though. So that's just to tell us where to stop. And we chain one, we turn, we're going to skip this stitch. Chain one and turn. And now you can decide, do you want a straight bill to come out? Do you not want to reduce anymore? And again, I just kind of whipped this up. I did some experimenting, saw what I liked, and I put it on the head, and I was like, it was too big, and I wasn't sure. In fact, this one's bigger than that one is. So I did something wrong in the first place before I even wrote the pattern down. But we're getting an idea. And so if you wanted something smaller, of course, you could go down to the 2 single crochet increase and get the round there, which would make a skinnier hat. You want to adjust it on the rounds. And then, and I think that that is about all I want. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to chain one again. And we want to be on the right side of our hat, and we are. So now let's go ahead and slip stitch all the way around and smooth out how this bill looks. And it will liven up our back of the hat as well. So I'll go ahead and, okay, so as I can see, I think I want to reduce again. I don't feel like that is big enough. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull this out. See, I already have my chain one, not a big deal. Let's just get back to where we were. Oh, I missed a stitch right there, or I pulled it out. Okay. Skip again. Always remember we're skipping that one. Go back to single crochets. And this is just how you test things out to see if you like them or not. It's all going to depend on you when it comes to some of this extra stuff. These little easier amigurumis are so fun to do this with because the parts on them don't take a long time. The dress doesn't take an hour. So, okay, now I think we're good. We're going to turn. I think that that's a good stitches there, about 4. I may have, that's probably what I have there. So maybe I didn't mess that up. So, but like the pants don't take very long. So experiment with it and see if you like some new things. And I've experimented with some double crochets, slip stitch all the way around, and got some good ideas and made everything just look a tad bit different. It was exciting to practice new things, learn new things, figure out what worked and what didn't. See, this I think is going to look much better now. Added a couple more rows on there. Except I didn't catch that corner very well, or it would be rounded. So let me try to get up in here so we can get something a little rounder going on. I think the worst that I'm the worst at is making something like this and then not writing it down till after I'm like completely done and go, oh, that looks great. And then I forgot what I did because I had changed it so many times and adjusted it so many times. I should have a notebook and write it down and then cross off what I didn't use and rewrite it. And if this hat doesn't turn out, then we're not going to use it, are we? No. In fact, you might be wanting to make the elephant a girl, and she could have a girl could have a baseball hat, of course. I kind of like the eyelashes on the girls. It just makes them so darn cute. It just drives me nuts. I love it. And like I'd said in part 1, man, I really wish I would have got those a long time ago. I have so much fun. It just changes the whole look. I'm not going to cut this super long or anything, but just going to kind of give you an idea of what we got sitting here. So now we could just stuff the hat and get it put on however you'd like it to sit. Straight, crooked, whatever. That's just a hat that I had put together. I stuffed mine so it was really super bubbly. You could also come back and do a round of like 2 single crochet decrease and tighten this up. I think that's what I did here. So this made it really like a poofy hat because I did a reducing roll down here at the end before I slip stitched. It's just an idea. That's just somewhere to get started on. You guys probably know a couple better ideas than I do. But if it's not working out, then we won't use it, right? All right, now the nose. Let's get on that so we can get this bad boy done. Okay, so for our nose, what we need to do is we're going to make a magic ring. We're going to put 8 single crochets in it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cinch it up tight. Now we have to do 4 more rows of those 8 single crochets because we're making a skinny long nose trunk, right? So I'll go ahead and get started here with you, and then I'll leave you guys be just to help you guys get past this part. So tuck if we can. Of course, sometimes it's very hard with all this stuff. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and this is about the place where, whoops, don't pull that. Well, I'm going to flip this inside out so I'm not stuck with it being too tight, and then I can't see what I'm doing. So that was 6. Now I can turn and crochet on the top of this versus this direction, which is what's comfortable until we can get this changed. You can turn it up now. So we landed on 6, so we're going to go ahead and do our last 2, 7. See, we're turning it and pulling it up. And then 8. And then after that, see, we shouldn't have any problems at all. Shouldn't be any. So we'll tighten that up a little bit, and we can move our stitch marker. So that's 1 round of the 5 that we need to do. So I'll meet you back here when you're finished with 4 more rows. Okay, you guys are back. Okay, so the pattern has this here for the elephant's nose, and that is it. So it just would be sewn on here like this. I wasn't, of course, happy with that because why would Rain be happy with that? She has to do something special. Of course I do. So I'm going to add to this, if you guys are happy with your elephant nose like that, hooray for you. Elephant noses are very tricky little creatures, and every time I do an elephant, I'm like, please make sure this doesn't look like a, you know what it might look like, sticking off this stuffed animal's face, because it's just really hard to do. So I like when I give it a bend, and I really make it very as prominent as I possibly can. You guys could aim it down, or you guys can do whatever. Yeah, I say it all the time. I'm doing whatever. You do whatever. So, anyway, if we want to do this curve, I'll show you how to get to this, okay? If that's what you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 single crochets. All right, we're going to do 2 increases. That's 2 and 1, so that's 1 increase, 2 increase. We're going to do 2 single crochets. And then we're going to reduce. Invisible decrease right there. Okay, because we want to reduce the side of this. Going to make a little crink in it.
That's how we like it. So now we're going to go ahead and single crochet 7. Let's run the new round. Seven, and we should have 2 left, and we're going to go ahead and decrease. And we are now back to 8 stitches, and we've created this bend. Can you see how that's going up like that? So now we're going to go ahead and do 2 more rounds of 8 single crochets, and I will meet you back here when you are done. Okay, so now we have, there's a bend in here, and you can stuff this. You need to stuff it, not can, you need to. And once you really get it stuffed, you're going to see a nice little bend in here like this. And then you can crochet it on. If you want it to look like mine, of course you want this bend to be at the top as you put it on. If for some reason you want your elephant nose to go down, or his trunk, then go ahead and do that. So go ahead and fill it up and sew it on. And then what I did was I just took a little piece of blue and I just sewed it in between here. And what that did was that pulled this up tight. So it wasn't so droopy. It was really rolled up there. And that's how I got that curve to look like that on the elephant. Well, I guess that's it. We did it. We did Another Animal Is Down. And hopefully if you guys liked it, you'll find another one. And thank you so much for joining Right as Rain Crochet. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe.